Hello and welcome, Grand Rapids. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm your anchor, Josie Sabo.
And I'm your other anchor, Sean Francis. And because you were busy checking out Michigan's freshwater jellyfish, only to find out that they don't mix with peanut butter at all. After all, we are delivering you the local, national, world news stories that you may have missed. You're welcome, Grand Rapids. This is
NewsFlash.
Ooh, perfect sync. Our top story tonight, this past weekend saw the Breakaway Dance Music Festival face off against Yasu Greek Food Festival. Because we all know what happens when Greek life combines with dance music. EDM, right? Yep, downtown was just swimming with concert goers, rolling on Molly, jonesing for Euros, or drunk Greeks looking for a party. Either way, otherwise known as My Big Fat Greek Rave.
Everybody at the food fest panicked when they heard there might be a dead mouse. Sadly, nobody heeded our request for a dubstep remix of the Mamma Mia soundtrack.
One unforeseen problem is that some casual attendees weren't sure whether they were looking at a DJ lineup or a menu. Odessa, Tiesto, Kachama, Dolmakamia, Katafi, Saganaki. What are these words I'm looking at? I can't. It's all Greek to me.
Residents of California have been canceling work and events in preparation for Hurricane Hillary. And unlike other Hillarys, this one can actually break glass ceilings.
Rock and roll. The Orlando Museum of Art has sued its former director for staging a show consisting of fake Basquiats with a quote that ruined its reputation when the paintings were proven to be lies. I think next logical move here is to just lean into all this Taylor Swifter zeitgeist and move from its reputation era to the lover era, right? Just repaint those fakes and set up your Orlando's version exhibit, right? Yeah.
After 25 years, Netflix is finally terminating their DVD rental service.
R.I.P.
But customers aren't allowed to keep the final DVDs. They still have to ship them back, and people are mad. I mean, what are they going to do with all those return discs anyway? Chuck them at Hulu? Think of all the middle school trap cars that could use those wheels since the decline of AOL.
The manslaughter charges against Alec Baldwin from the Rust film set in 2021 could be refiled due to new evidence from an investigation that determined the gun could only have discharged by someone pulling the trigger, contradicting Baldwin's previous defense that the gun might have accidentally discharged on its own. The prosecutor's reasoning is, guns don't kill people, people kill people. As evidenced by his uncle's bumper sticker, so. Sucks, right? Comes back to bite you.
Speaking of firearms, the Supreme Court has reinstated a ban on ghost guns, although only temporarily. While the ghost busting industry may protest, the term ghost guns actually just refers to weapons without serial numbers that are assembled by purchasing kits, often purchased online for the purpose of not having to register. Or at least that's what Patrick Swayze wants us to believe. In the meantime, the ATF has made funding requests to stockpile on Ouija boards.
Because ghosts. A Proud Boy who was charged with pepper spraying police officers at the January 6th riot has disappeared ahead of his sentencing. And that's why we shouldn't have ghost guns, you guys. He ghosted us. Or in this case, it was probably ghost pepper spray.
Well, buckle in. It's time. It's time for back to school this week, and many high school seniors are wearing kindergarten backpacks for senior year. While some believe this trend is based on nostalgia, I think they're probably just pointing out that they made it this far without getting shot.
Yeah, I know, right? It's America. Jewelry items that were stolen from a British museum. Oh, here we go, a nice British story. Worth up to $63,000 were later discovered to have been sold on eBay for as little as $50. But that's just the luck of the draw with eBay, baby. The thief cursed himself a little for accidentally listing it as a buy it now option. Other items listed on the same profile include some fake Basquiat's, vintage Netflix DVDs, and ghost guns. Well, well, well. Scientists have made a massive discovery in the Peruvian desert where they discovered a new species of whale even larger than the current largest creature on Earth. Just kidding. However, just like Donald Trump, this whale also claimed to be 6'3" and 215 pounds. I'm done blubbering about it, though. All I'm saying is, you know you have a weight problem when people find your skeleton, and they're like, whoa, this thing was huge!
The Detroit Lions have announced they're cutting 13 players, but don't worry, they're confident that they can still lose without them.
In other Detroit animal news, 4 gorillas were added to the Detroit Zoo recently, so you know what that means. They're getting a podcast. Just kidding, it's actually 3 girls and 1 boy. When reached for comment, the boy gorilla said, nice. And the girl gorillas are still arguing over who gets the biggest room. Yikes.
Meanwhile, a rare giraffe with no coat pattern was born at a zoo in Tennessee, but visitors coming to see the baby have been disappointed as he hasn't been spotted. I feel even worse for his brother. He was born without a neck.
Bob Barker passed away this weekend at the age of 99. Yeah, I know, sad. Pour a bottle of Schweppes out for every sick day you've taken. The longtime host of The Price is Right, famously an advocate of responsible pet ownership. And to honor Mr. Barker, NewsFlash is happy to announce that after the show, we will be spaying and neutering any audience member who wants to in the lobby for free. Absolutely no cost to you. Happy to do it. Please, everyone put your sign up on the board right now.
F you, Mom, said Elon Musk as he made the app icon for X, formerly known as Twitter, somehow a grunge. Not sure what prompted this punk rock DIY style outburst, but his mother, May Musk, did reportedly refuse to drive him to Hot Topic once. So...
Yeah. Yep, just leave it there. In Milwaukee, the first Republican presidential debate was held this weekend, and besides number 45 sitting it out to talk to Tucker Carlson, instead, the big news was Florida Governor Ron DeSantis having the audacity to tell Joe Biden to, quote, go back to the basement. Pretty rich, he's desperately trying to hide his own whiny basement kid energy, showing off his smiling skills he learned at the Tucker Carlson Institute of Expressing Joy Like a Human Being. But, surprisingly, DeSantis was not the worst person at the debate. So that award goes to Vivek Ramaswamy, the entrepreneur outsider candidate in a sea of other outsider candidates. So I don't know at what point there's an inside versus an outside. I don't know. Apparently he tried to claim that white supremacists are a myth in this country mere hours before another white supremacist mass shooting. So I don't know. Now he's trying to turn around and scapegoat trans people for some reason. I feel like, you know, trying to call out the worst of the GOP presidential candidates is just trying to figure out which layer of the shit sandwich you hate the most. But we have to, if this is what we have to look forward to for a whole nother year, to quote Mr. 45 out of context from this Tucker Carlson interview, it's all bullshit.
The Lake Express ferry, which connects Milwaukee and Muskegon, stopped to rescue 7 people from Lake Michigan after their boat sank. But when the rescued people found out their options were either Milwaukee or Muskegon, they asked to be put back in the water.
In other public transit news, Austria's climate minister endorsed a campaign offering a year's worth of free rides by rail, bus, train, or metro throughout the whole country, a value of over 1,000 euros, so almost real dollars, in exchange, actually it's worth more than us. In exchange, you just have to get the National Railroad rail card tattooed on your body. And backlash was immediate. As if encouraging people to turn themselves into walking billboard wasn't bad enough, they were not exactly clear as to where the tattoo should be located. So I'm just saying, we hypothetically might have a bunch of people in Austria dropping trow to show the tramp stamp to get a free train ride. As the saying goes, ass, grass, or gas, no one rides for free. We here at NewsFlash suggest some other benefits for the more visible ink spots.
Such as if you get it on your calf, you get to pick your own seat.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah. If you get it on your arm, you get to bring one friend.
Yeah. And if you get it on your chest, you get to fight one homeless person a month. That's enticing.
If you get it on your face, you get to drive the train.
Yeah.
However, as long as you're fine looking your children in the eyes and explaining why you got a permanent butt pass, you might as well just apologize for the legacy of global warming you left behind as well. So just saying.
You know the war in Ukraine is going well because Russia tried to launch a trip back to the moon for Sputnik 2 Cosmic Boogaloo. But unfortunately, the first mission in decades from Russia's space program failed when the craft collided with the surface. In typical fashion, this failure was spun into a win by the propaganda machine as a successful attack on the moon crane. This pushes Putin even closer to Bond villain status. Turns out he's not just a war criminal and authoritarian dictator, he's also a space nerd.
Meanwhile, India has thrown their space helmets into the ring and actually beaten Russia by successfully landing their own moon rover, the Chandrayaan-3, onto the southern pole of the lunar surface this past week. Upon hearing the good news, everyone at the India Space Research Organization broke out into a huge choreographed dance.
Yesterday, a 200-foot abandoned chimney was demolished right here in Grand Rapids over on Ann Street. I mean, great. Now how is Santa going to deliver presents to all those abandoned children?
According to some fringe conspiracy, we'll let that one sit in for a second, yeah. According to some fringe conspiracy theorists and your one crazy aunt, the Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem Pizza Hut promotion is now apparently part of the Pizzagate conspiracy because marinara sauce looks like adrenochrome, I guess. I don't know. Wow, more like Cubabunga. Am I right? Talk about draining the sewer. Now, I've always said innocent turtles don't wear masks. Let's be honest, if the Ninja Turtles were Satanists, that would just make them cooler. I mean, there are already too many letters in their acronym, though, so who knows?
We'd also like to thank our writers for NewsFlash this week, and if you want to see your name up here, you can submit your jokes to the email comedyoutletmonday@gmail.com with the subject NewsFlash Tips.
Yep, follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X. Don't do that. If you're not already, we're not going to start. But you can watch videos of past shows, find lineups for our future shows, or find our submission form to get your act on our stage. But now, Grand Rapids, you're welcome. Newsflash, this is Comedy Outlet Monday! All right. So Josie is going to move the table, and as they do that, I will introduce our